Hey now, Matt LaBarber Music here, and today we are talking about Without You by Soectrum. A really funky tune that I had not had the pleasure of hearing until I recently watched the American Fiction movie, and that was on the soundtrack. I thought, man, what a great song, I gotta learn how to play that. And then, of course, when I learned how to play it, I figured there might be some other people that want to learn how to play it as well, because it is super funky and fun to play. So I'm going to zoom in and show you all the parts. Before I do that, I would like to encourage you, if you haven't already, to please subscribe to my channel. If you already have, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's nice to know everyone is appreciating all the hard work that I put into making these videos. So, you know, subscribe, share, like, you know, leave me some positive feedback in the comments. It all really helps me so much. So, you know, let's zoom in and I'll show you how to play this tune. So I'm going to talk to you about the main riff. There's really only two parts to this song. There's the main riff, and then there's the other part, the kind of turnaround part, right? Now, it's important for me to tell you first, before we jump into the explanation, that the song is a little bit out of tune. It's not in tune, you know, it's not out of tune with itself. It's just out of tune with the rest of the world. What I mean by that is I had to tune my whole bass down, not like a half step, but maybe like a quarter step lower. And if you're using, like, say, a snark, it's basically like 2 lines lower than the E, you know, or 2 lines lower than the A, all the way across the board. Now, for this explanation, I'm in standard tuning, but you'll hear, like, I tuned down a little bit to be able to play with the song. So if you try to play exactly what we're doing here with the tune, it's going to sound a little bit off, okay? So just wanted to put that out there so you didn't think that I was telling you the wrong thing. Okay, so first we'll talk about the riff itself. Okay, it's starting on 6. on the E string. Then it goes to 9 on the E. Then 6 on the A. Then 8 on the A. So 6, 9, 6, 8. Then we're going to 9 on the A. Back down to 9 on the E. And then 9 on the A again. So I'll do it again. So you see, a lot of times I'll just like use my third finger and my second finger because it's easier for me to jump from string to string. Now, fun fact, if this is something you're interested in learning about, these are really just notes from the B flat minor scale. Okay, if you're not familiar with scales, I'll link you to a video that I have about that. But again, that's the easiest way for me to learn tunes. I didn't look it up. I just used my ear. I knew what key it was in and figured out the notes from that scale. The scale itself really is right. Those are the notes in the minor scale, in the B flat minor scale. There's 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this riff really just goes 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 6. And then 6, 5, right? So again, if you don't know about that, and you don't care, you don't have to really dig into it. But I would encourage you to learn that if you haven't already, because again, that's how I figured out this song in the first place, and I'd like to save you some time. So anyways, I won't use the scale jargon for the explanation anymore, but here's that riff again. Right? That's riff 1. Riff 2 starts exactly the same. 6, 9, 6, 8, 9, 8, or 9, 9, 9. But then they go to this other cool riff that starts on 11 on the G string, and then 10 on the G, 8, 10. Okay? And I'll do that slower. So that's like the second ending to the first riff. So it'll either end or okay. And again, remember, I'm picking because it sounds to me like they're picking in the tune. I use my fingers most of the time, but if it's a picker, I try to be as authentic as I can. So here's riff 1, real slow. And then riff 2. Congratulations, you've just learned like 70% of the song. Okay? It just goes back and forth between riff 1 and riff 2. Okay, and then when you hear like that guy with the crazy falsetto come in, okay, you'll know what I'm talking about when you listen to the song. Really high-pitched voice. That's how you know the B section is coming. So I don't go to riff number 2. For that one, I just play riff number 1 twice because the main notes of this B section, it actually starts on 6 on your A string, and then it goes to 6 on the D. But they put a lot of funky stuff in between. So he'll go 6, 6, 6. So 6 on A, 6 on E. And then instead of just going right up to this 6, they're going back to 3, 4, and 6, all on the D string. So I'll show you what that sounds like fast and then slow. And he's going to do that same riff, bum, 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 where you go down to 6 on the A. So we're going to go. okay? And then it's going to do that same riff, but in reverse. And it goes 6, 4, 3, okay? So all together, 6, 6, 6, 3, 4, 6, 6, 6, 6, 4, 3, and we haven't talked about this. It actually just goes down the octave of this note, which is 3 on the D, the note F if you're keeping score. And then it goes down to 3 on A to 1 on E. So really the notes are, we're playing from E flat. Oh, don't do that. This is A flat, F. Okay, that's as far as we got. And I'll do it slow. And then there's this cool little thing that takes us back up to the 6 on the A again. So you know, I'll either go 3, 4, 6 or 4, 5, 6, just depending on you know, how I decide to fill it in. But those are all on the E string. So let's take it from this little riff. And really there's this kind of little walk up, like a walking bass line. We're going 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 on the E, then 3, 4, 5, 6 on the A. So and then it starts all over again, okay? So let me do the whole thing. I'll do it like kind of full speed, and then I'll do it really slow. Here's another one. Now, do you hear how I changed the rhythm at the end? That's really the only, you know, there's a lot of improvising that you can do and that I did, because he doesn't do the same thing every time, right? So you can kind of mess around using some of those notes or just changing the beat. I'm going to do it slow, and then I'll talk about how to do that improvising. And usually I do the 4, 5, 6 because I kind of like the sound a bit better. But sometimes, you know, if it's really fast, I'll do that 3, 4, 6. So I just wanted to let you know, in case you catch me doing it, it can go either way. So I'll talk to you about, again, kind of the improvisation with the rhythm. So did you hear I still played the same riff, but I just added in a couple extra notes, right? That is a fun thing to play around with, the rhythm, once you got it down. But really you could... That is plenty to get you by, or... Okay? And I'll show you a little other rhythm improv that I did. You hear I did added in some extra notes on that little walk time. So again, you don't have to really do any of that. It's just good to know what your options are. So, you know, again, it's that riff 1 and 2 that I talked to you about, and then this section that we just went over. back to riff 1 and 2, and then this section rides you out into the sunset. Thanks again so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you already have, thank you so much. Have fun playing this tune. Check out matlabarbermusic.com to see what I got coming up next, and there should be another video popping up of mine any second now. Check that out. And thanks again so much for watching. Happy bassin'. I'll see you again in the future.